Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is George Schlacek. Well, about a month ago, for the very first time, I did a vlog that I called Edmonton January Vlog. It did surprisingly well even though I only did minimal editing to that video. Well, I just spoke my mind and I think it's very effective, and that's what got me thinking. I mean, if there's one thing that this channel is missing, is probably consistency regarding what exactly the theme is. It's a broad theme, it's adventure. But by doing a monthly vlog, I can probably mitigate that a bit. You know, I can follow up on things that I talked about in previous videos, but didn't have a chance to really get to, or anything that gets left by the wayside. So this time it's not an Edmonton vlog because Barbara and I, we escaped the winter. We are in Mexico. So the February Mexico vlog. Why Mexico, you might ask? Well, Mexico is a fantastic country. It's got a reputation that is a bit rough, but in my opinion, it's undeserved. It's mostly based on over-exaggerated news. Now, let's get to some of the things I've probably mentioned on this channel, and some of you may have seen it, some of you may not even know about it. Recently, I'm working toward getting my advanced Canadian drone certification. I've gotten the basic one just about 2 years ago, and since I got my truck stolen last October, I made the commitment to take this to the next level and then transition my business to offering drone videography and photography for small businesses. Like if you have a landscaping operation or you're a roofer, this footage might be valuable for your website. I already have a video that I made about an arborist outfit in Ontario. That was quite some time ago, but there's potential in that. Now, what do you need to pass the Canadian drone certification, whether that be the basic one or the advanced one? Well, they both start off with an online test. For the basic one, you have to answer, now let me think. I think there's only 30 questions or so. And you get an hour and a half. You have to get, now don't quote me on this, but I think all you have to do is get 60%. And that's relatively easy, but you might get stumped because there are some questions on there that maybe have nothing to do with your drone at all. It's about aviation in general. It could be about meteorology. It could be about anything to do with flying. So even the basic test can be hard if you're not prepared for it. But it's an open book test, which means you can have all the reference material open beside you, which includes, of course, your computer and your best friend, Google. The advanced certification, now you got 50 questions to answer, 1 hour. So that only leaves a little bit over a minute for each question, and then you have to get 80% right. Well, last month I passed that. I passed that certification. I mean, not the certification, but that exam, the online exam for the Canadian Advanced RPAS license. And it's worth sharing how I did this. There are basically 3 things that helped me in a great way. The first one is Don Joyce. He has a video channel. Let's put a card here. He's got an entire study guide, and whether it's the basic or the advanced one you're going for, that guy's got you covered. He's got videos on everything, and it's a good idea to start out with the study guide and then move on to the individual videos that cover the knowledge areas. There are playlists both for the basic and the advanced certification, and that's all you need. However, for me, that wasn't all I needed. Of course, I watched all these videos, and to tell you the truth, I watched them 3 times. The first time I would just go over a video just to observe whatever I could without taking any notes, without anything, just to kind of get whatever I can absorb right away with my limited attention span. And you guessed it, this was nearly enough to pass the test. So then I'd have to watch the video again, and now I'd have my notebook open. Take all the notes I can, stop the video when it was too fast, finish what I was writing. And then the third time I'd watch it, I'd have my notebook open too, but I'd just glance through there. I'd try to organize the notes in a way that it'd make them easy to find. So there you go, reference material. But that isn't all. The second channel that helped me a great deal with it, and that's not because it's drone related, but there's a channel called Mentor Pilot, and that's about plane crashes. This guy, he takes apart plane crashes after the final investigation is in, so he's got all the details that led to the crash, the parts of the airplane that failed, the things that the pilots didn't do right. You know, maybe they missed a checklist, maybe they misjudged something. Guys, this is very important for this drone exam because there's a huge knowledge area that's about human factors. Meteorology as well plays a role in plane crashes, so that's another one. That's the thing about that exam, especially the advanced one. There are so many things in there that you may not expect in an exam about flying your drone. It's general aviation, guys, and this Mentor Pilot, he covers a lot of it, even though it's not specific. The key is just become interested in aviation, period, and that'll help you out a great deal. Now, the third one is I was just simply organizing myself. Organizing my note is one. I also got the Drone Pilot Canada app on my iPad. So this allowed me to look up any area where there's an airport. What kind of airspace classification is there? All these kind of things. So those questions will pop up, guys. So I used the Drone Pilot Canada app for that. That's number one. So my iPad's there while I'm doing the exam on my computer. Then I have my second computer to my right where I can Google any question that I don't know offhand. And believe me, there were quite a few of those. And of course, I did all this work. Certain questions, I knew how to find them in my notebook. And also, on my computer, minimized, I have both the Transport Canada drone regulation. You can download that for free. It's really easy. You can search that. Mind you, I found that most of the time Google was faster. Then there's the AIM. That is the aviation handbook that has a lot of information, and it also regarding to drones. There are more documents that Don Joyce will get you acquainted with, but those are the basic ones, and I don't make them a big deal here because all you could do is read what's in there, but to have them open during the exam, there's just too much in there. You cannot possibly search them fast enough. But Google allows you to search the subject matter, and if you word it just right, just like the question is worded, then Google is your fastest. So that's it, guys. That's about the drone exam. Now, this is a February vlog. I'm guessing you might want to know what's up in February here. Well, right now, Barbara and I are in Playa del Carmen, and there'll be videos about this place. You might have seen a short or two. I've been to Playa del Carmen, I think the last time was 10 years ago. The one time I stayed here for several days, it was 13 years ago. And I tell you, this place has grown like mad. The beach here, we went to the beach yesterday. It was so crowded. You literally could not see the sand for the people. But this was a Sunday, so it might be a different thing today, where it's a Monday, and we're hoping. I mean, it's still a beautiful beach. If you're familiar with Playa del Carmen, there's a huge pedestrian zone that is just one block up from the beach. And the problem with that is really that when you're on there, you do not see the beach itself. So you have bars, restaurants, stores, the typical tourist stuff. It's probably quite similar to the beach zone in Cancun. However, the beach zone in Cancun is mostly bigger hotels, and here you just have all kinds of stuff. And for me, for myself, this is way too much overdone. So why are we here? Well, Barbara's never seen it. It is an interesting place. There's a mixture of local people, but mostly it's all tourists here, and they come from all over the world, which can be quite interesting in itself. There's young, old, rich, poor, you name them, they're all here. Yeah, that's one thing you can look forward to, but I've never finished posting all the video I've taken up to this point. There are several videos in the pipeline about our trip in Mexico. They're going to be quite different from the ones I did last year, because last year we traveled Yucatan by bicycle. This year we decided not to bring our own bikes, so we rented bikes in Chicxulub. You should get video about that very, very soon. It's in the making. And then we got bikes in Valladolid, where we stayed 4 kilometers from the center of town. And now we're in Playa del Carmen. And again, we're staying far away from the beach because that's the only place we can afford. Guys, there's a hotel here that we're staying at that doesn't even have a receptionist. I'm here right now. It's a beautiful place. It's well taken care of by one chambermaid as far as I can tell. But it's a good place. The downside of it is that we're far away from the beach. And we're not in exactly the most quietest part of town. I mean, there's industry around here. There's a neighborhood, a good neighborhood. Across the street, there's an auto repair shop. That's the kind of place that you would find in any Mexican city. Down by the beach there, Playa del Carmen, guys, that's not Mexico. That's a totally artificial tourist experience, and I don't want to knock it. It's amazing in its own way, but if you were to take out the alcohol, guys, there wouldn't be much left. There's nothing that's uniquely Mexican or that's unique in the world, except perhaps the beach itself, which has now been taken over by all this commercial activity that would get you here. And to tell you the truth, the beach here, I don't see it being that much nicer, even without all the people, than the Gulf Coast, Chicxulub or Progreso. So there you go. There's not much for you about Edmonton in here. I'm taking a break from Edmonton, as you could see. This is my monthly vlog. There's only 12 months to the year, so today is actually my last chance to record this and try to keep this up. Leave me a comment. Is this a good idea, or is this just another thing that I shouldn't be doing? See, it helps me get more comfortable speaking unscripted to the camera, and that's basically what I'm doing here. If you like this kind of format, definitely give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so. Why would you? Well, because maybe you're interested, and if you are, it helps me a hell of a great deal. The subscriber number tells the algorithm that there are people that actually like my content, so it's just a click. I appreciate it. And by the way, there's merchandise on my channel now. I actually have merchandise. Can you believe it? Like a big old channel. Check it out.